everyone, welcome to SCube TV. I am your host Rajni Bharara, and today we have got for you a very special program. The name of the program is Jyotirlingam, the Oneness of God. Recently, a program was celebrated where the oneness of God was celebrated with diversity. In the program, seven Indian dance art forms were brought together for the celebration. And today, in this episode, we have all the major guests, the major teachers, and also the main person who actually conceptualized it and also executed the program with us. Today, on this program, we are going to speak with them about how did they execute the program, how did they come up with the concept, and what went behind the program, and also what was their goal with the program that they conducted. But before, let's welcome them all to SCube TV. So firstly, let me give you all their introduction. So the main person who actually conceptualized it and also executed the program is Srimati Vani Gundlapalli. So Vani ji, welcome to SCube TV.
Thank you, Ranjini, for an introduction. Yes, it is a Jyotirlingam, and we are all very excited to give more details about this program because this is not an easy task because we are 11 teachers and 58 students. All of them are USA born and brought up children. And Jyotirlingam started, it is written by Brahmasri Dr. Samavedam Shanmukh Sarma Garu and then composed by Lalgudi Jairam's niece Anuradha Sridhar and Srimati Lalgudi Jairam and Sriram Brahmanandam. The excellent music and excellent lyrics. And then all these teachers brought excellent seven art forms. And the concept is, when we thought of this, how the Jyotirlingam is spreaded in India, all over the India. That's why we want to give this oneness of God concept through this Jyotirlingam. And that's how we started. And thank you all the gurus, the dedication and passion about our Indian cultural art. Because of you only, we can sustain and give it to next generations. And I'm sure all your children, your own children, are dancers and continuing your treasure of this art. That's why we get this thoughts of doing this. And I have an amazing team of Shivapadam family. That's why this is teamwork, and that's why we are able to do it.
Definitely, Vaniji. And like you mentioned that their own children are going to continue, the legacy and have the treasure. But with this, all the children that are around the world of India are so proud of you guys of actually, making this happen and also, bringing the diversity and placing it around the globe. So thank you so much for that. So like you mentioned that your team is here and also all the gurus are here. So I actually would like to mention them in the program in the beginning, and also I would like to give them an introduction. So the first guru that we have is Srimati Mitra Purikashtha, Rhythms of Dance and Music, Manipur and Odissi. Then we have Srimati Seema Chakrabarti, Natraj School of Dance, Odissi. Then we have Srimati Naina Shastri, Ushanjali School of Dance, Bharatnatyam. Then we have Srimati Saraswati Lakshmi Varham, Mohini Studio, Mohiniyattam. Then we have Srimati Bidisha Mohanty, Indradhanu Center of Excellence, Odissi. Then we have Srimati Chandana Venturi, Nityanjana. I'm really sorry if I'm pronouncing it a bit wrong, but I would like to apologize, firstly. But Srimati Chandana Venturi, Nityanilaya, the Temple of Dance, Bharatnatyam. Then we have Srimati Pragya Das Gupta, Tarana Dance Academy, Kathak. Then we have Srimati Deepanvita Sen Gupta, California Nupur Dance Academy, Kathak. And last but not the least, we have Sri Rajesh Shavali, Natyamang Kuchipudi Kalakshestram Kuchipudi. I actually would like to welcome you all on SCube TV and thank you so much for taking out time and coming to the show and also making India proud. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So now, like I said, if I pronounce the name wrong or if I pronounce your dance academies wrong, I actually wholeheartedly would like to apologize. And, but I would like to talk to you, but a little after. But firstly, we would like to actually talk to the main person who actually conceptualized it and executed the program, none other than Vaniji. So, Vaniji, once again, welcome to the show. And the very first question that I would like to ask you, Vaniji, is you actually came up with this very broad idea of Jyotirlingam and also bringing 7 Indian dance art forms. And also, I would like to mention being in USA. So how difficult was that? And what actually made you think of, of this idea actually?
Ranjini, when I started this, I had a concept, but I never thought this is going to be this big. Okay, and always I think of something to give for next generation, and we have really passionate teachers, and like I said, our Guru Brahmasri Samavedam Shanmagaru wrote 1,000 songs. That is God Shivapadam, and he wrote this in 2016. The context was when we are looking at this Shiva and Jyotirlingams and everything, we have Jyotirlingam Stotram written by Adi Sankaracharya. Then we wanted to have the detailed information with Sahityam. Then that way we can give these songs and dances for all other children who are learning art. That's how the journey started. And 2016, when we requested Samavedam Shanmukh Sarmagaru, he wrote this Sahityam. And then we are looking for composing all this. And last December, we were talking to Srimati Anuradha Sridhar. She is a violinist in Bay Area, San Jose, California. And she is niece of Lalgudi Jairam and daughter of Srimati Brahmanandam. And they are legends of musicians. And she accepted this as if Shiva gave as a gift. And then he started composing, and her students who is doing PhDs and they are going to college, they sang all these songs. They're born and brought up in US. And then in April, I thought the singing along with this, Shiva likes Tandavam. Why can't we bring this Tandavam, the Shiva, Jyotirlinga, and then all over look at those, our Indian classical dance forms. Then I started this project like this. And like I mentioned, always, this is teamwork and I have excellent gurus. That's why we are able to, through this, and came out really excellent. That's how we started. And then we did it with Kuchipudi, Bharatanatyam, Andhra Mohiniyattam, Odissi, Kathak, Manipuri. 7 art forms we took, and then we performed this. I'm sure you watched the show. You liked it. So many people are calling from India, and what Rajani mentioned, we are really, feeling we are not able to do these things, and you guys are there still working on our culture and doing our depth and giving the stories of our kshetras. That's what they are mentioning. And of course, we are fortunate to have all these artists here and singers here to do this kind of projects.
Definitely. And I think, Vaniji, you people are the reason that the culture of India is still alive, even though you are not in India, but you guys are outside India and you guys are spreading the culture so beautifully. And I actually would like to say that it feels like you guys are promoting the culture more than the people here in India are promoting it. So kudos to you for that. Now, with this, Vaniji, I also would like to ask you one more question that, so thinking of an idea is a different thing, but actually being in a different country and then thinking of an idea and then actually contacting these many gurus from, who are not in India, from different schools, and then actually putting it together and bringing them together and then actually executing the program. So how did that happen? And especially, in the times of the pandemic, as you know, people normally are, they actually, they don't want these things, and they refrain doing these things because, you know, uh, these are the difficult times, and they actually are thinking whether should they go ahead with these things, or how it is going to be. Will people like it? Because people are already depressed. So how did you actually brought them together, and how did you actually execute it? If you can please talk about that.
Anjani, to be honest, really, I don't know. I never met Mitraji. It's a phone
Okay.
call. And then she said yes. I don't know. Like I mentioned before, what spark she said, bring into her mind to say yes. And we have a team in Russia. I never met them. Always they say yes for this. Really, I don't. It's like when we talk about anything, if you talk with full heart, I think the other person can see and read it. That's what I believe in with my experience, and this is what we want to do it. That's why when I spoke to them, they'll say yes. This is like full heart and full intention to do this project. That's how. And also, I don't know everyone, Vidisha, Naina, Deepanvita, Seema, Rajesh, Pragna, Chandana, everyone, when I ask them, I don't know what spark it comes to in their mind, they will say yes. One thing they ask, when is the program? They never ask, oh, let me think. That's why. Okay. That's why I like really my Shivapadam family.
That's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. And also, I think this question I'm going to ask to everyone, not just to you, Aniji. I actually would like to ask this question to everyone. So, starting from you, Rajeshji. So, Rajeshji, welcome to the show once again. Welcome to SQ TV. So, before Rajeshji, before I ask you anything about the program, I actually would like to know from you. You know what actually happens in India is until something happens and until the West accepts it, I don't think Indians actually accept it. Indians in these times are so much driven by the West and the Western culture, and they actually feel them superior and they're self-inferior. But you being in the other country, how are you still so rooted with your culture, and how are you not, not actually influenced with the Western culture?
Maybe this is a good opportunity for me to thank my teachers and my parents for the culture and the values they've given us all, probably, and particularly for me as a male dancer, which is not an easy task in a community of, you can see the screen full of beautiful women. And sustaining as a male dancer in a setup like that is not a very easy task, right? From an upbringing perspective or from a learning perspective. So one thing I would say, I think it's but natural phenomena. I think when you are too far removed from something, you would long for it more, right? And that's a very normal human tendency. And I think when we are so far away, miles apart from where we belong, from back home, it's a natural intuition, a natural inclination for all of us to connect to our roots. I think that's the primary driving force for all of us to come together and do this, put this effort in, and which probably the same thing that happens in India. Right? I mean, a lot of when you are so exposed to everything that's happening around you, you want to long for something that you don't see. Yeah. I think the only difference, I think the Western world, at least in my context, the Western world has taught us is appreciate what comes to you but embrace everything else, but be aware of what you are. I think being in a white supremacist country at some point and being lived here for so long, we have accepted the fact that we are Americans and we are brown. We are Indians and we are Americans, right? And the same, I think absorbing the idea of what you are and being self-aware of what you are And embracing everything around you as a part of you, I think is the key. And I think that's the only difference I see from a lot of my friends and cousins and students that I see in India versus here. That's subtle difference. I think being proud of what you are and then embracing everything else versus leaving behind what you are and embracing everything else. I think those are I think we should walk away from the later and adapt more and more of the former.
Wow, such a beautiful teaching it is, not just for the ones who are not living in the country, but also who are living in the country. You can embrace everything around you, but you should not forget your roots and your culture. So with this, now I would like to ask you about the program, Rajeshji. So Rajeshji, when actually Vaniji, gave you a call and contacted you about the program, so what was that one thing that actually stayed with you and that made you say yes to the program? And what was the first idea that you got from the narration?
So there are multiple things, right? So at this point, I think we have done a few programs with Vaniji and we know what we are getting into. So there is no doubt in our minds when we collaborate and perform, right? And at the same time, I've never been disappointed because every single time when she makes an effort, it's a unique concept that comes out of it. And it's a beautiful collaboration that comes out of it. And it's a lot of teamwork and a lot of energy, right? And those are all the positive things in a world where you have a lot of artists competing with each other and don't want to work with each other. Bringing a team together to work with each other is not an easy task.
True.
Right. And when we see that energy, I think it jives well with each one of us. And that was my first prompt. The second prompt is really the unique concepts that we bring to the table as a team, right? I mean, not just the different styles. At a surface, you may see the 7 different dance forms, or in the previous programs, we brought in 9 different dance forms. And that in itself is a very unique feature. And it's visually very attractive because you're bringing in multiple dance forms. But the deep-rooted concept, which I personally am a big fan of, is bringing something that's never been done. For example, if you take Jyotirlingam concept, I think Adi Shankaracharya, correct me, Vaniji, if I'm wrong, it's something about 8 BCE. It's been a very old composition of 8th century, right? It's not today's. And if you take the history of India and if you take the Bhakti movement that happened much later, even after 8th century, like in the 11th to 14th centuries is where we are talking about Bhakti movement and everything else after. A lot of literature has revamped in regional languages, right? Everything else before that was in Sanskrit, but everything has revamped quite a bit in different regional languages. That's when all of our dance forms have adapted to local styles. Regional styles have evolved much more because you have regional music for Odissi, regional music for Kuchipudi, regional music for Bharatanatyam and Kathak and such, right? But if you look at that, Jyotirlingam concept has never been touched. Although these are propitiated centers of 12 different locations in India, which are highly pilgrimaged, but it has never been touched after 8th century, after that original composition of Adi Shankaracharya. So I think bringing that back to life in a very common man's language to make it more relevant and to make it more relatable to the current audience, I think is a big effort, right? Otherwise, it becomes not a lot of people today understand Sanskrit. So it just very quickly becomes another ancient epic that nobody touches or reads. So reviving something like that into a colloquial language that every common man understands and putting a story together in a form of a dance, which visually is a little more appealing than somebody sitting and talking about it, I think makes it that much more relatable to people and at least make them sit through and understand. So that idea of conceptualization of bringing something that is almost becoming extinct and bringing that idea back to life, I think is very unique. And I don't think Vaniji has done only this with Jyotirlingam. I mean, even Shivapadams. If you think of Indian mythology, I personally believe India only has history, not mythology. But if you look at Indian history, you will look at a lot of propitiation for Krishna, for example. We have so many compositions. Take any art form across the board, all the dancers here. Everybody would have done some kind of a ras at some point, right? In every single composition. But you would very rarely see Shiva being propitiated so highly. It's not a very popular concept. Rudra is a very popular existent concept in religion or devotion, but it has not been a dramatized form of Shiva in the context of dance or music much. So again, exploring that idea of Shiva Padams and bringing them to common man in the context of relatability, I think those are unique concepts to bring to the table and cater to your point earlier that you said, how do we connect to the roots and bringing back those connections in novel ways in a digital world of today, bringing that back to life in the context of how easily can we make it relatable to the current audiences. And I think that is an important effort. So I think all of this prompted me to support her unconditionally.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rajesh ji, for actually telling us, and also about not just about the team, but actually your thought behind it and what made you say yes in such a beautiful way. You explained it in such a beautiful manner. Thank you so much for that. So Vani ji, I actually would like to come back to you, and I would like to know from you actually. So when you come up with the different ideas, when like Rajesh, you mentioned that we actually have done a lot of things for Lord Krishna, but Lord Shiva, we in the dance forms we haven't done so much for him. So when you come up with these idea, so what actually goes into your mind, and how actually do you become so creative and come up with an idea like such?
Basically, Anjani, what I think always, India is, we have a uniqueness of different cultures, and everything is one. Okay, even when we see the Advaita and what Shankaracharya was taught us, it's like oneness. We created all this, but oneness of God, ekatvam, and everything is oneness. That's why, even though if you see all other countries are breaking down, but India, even if we have a population, really big population, so many things, but still sustaining because of those who are big leaders. I always tell my students, Shankaracharya is a writer, but he is an entrepreneur and leader. He created and he traveled, he taught, and he is a big businessman in Advaita. It's not like anything like he's doing this and that. But always, a lot of people, they think Shankaracharya wrote some stotras, we need to recite and present it. Yes, that is true, but he created so much. That's why till today we are talking about Shankaracharya. That's why then we have so much depth and stories and divinity. I want to give it to next generation, and how it is going to be possible. Yes, like you mentioned, yeah, and Rajesh also mentioned about Rasalilas, Krishnas. I had some trouble with talking to other dance forms because they never did on Shiva, even though Shiva represents Tandavam, but they never did. But one interesting with these gurus are they want to create this in their art style also. And they come forward and they do this. If you take Manipuri, Manipuri is full of Krishna Rasa Leela. They never, I don't think much about Shiva. That's what, when I talk to other teachers, Manipuri teachers, they mention. But Mitra, I don't know. I never met her. This is what my concept. I told her. She said, exactly. We need to create now, from now on, and then give it to next generation. It can't be like restricted to Krishna Rasa Leela. Every art form has to give that openness and creativity. That's what I thought. And one more thing I want to tell, lot of students in Bay Area, if they are from South, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu, they are stick to Bharatanatyam or Kuchipudi. Now, when we started this Sivapadam, happy to share, lot of people they want to learn Odissi, Kathak. My own daughter, she said, I love Kathak, Ma, I want to learn. Okay, and that's what I want to create for our children. That's why I think about this. But like I said, with this gurus only, it is possible to do this.
Yeah, beautiful. Not just about the oneness in God, but also the oneness in the world. So that's a beautiful thing. So, like, you actually mentioned that you have never met Mitra ji. So now I actually would like to move to Mitra ji, and I would like to speak with her. Mitra ji, welcome to S-Cube TV. Thank you so much for being here. So, Mitra ji, I actually would like to know from you, when you got a call from Vani ji and you haven't met Vani ji, firstly, like she mentioned. So, but there always is a thing that how, how the other person is going to be, whether are you going to vibe with the other person. I mean, because in world like today, we have, like Rajesh, you mentioned that we have so much competition where everyone is competitive and everyone wants to just, go above the other person. So at times like these, how did you actually happen to connect with Vaniji, and how did you actually, happen to say yes to her idea?
Okay, this is like a story.
Okay.
I generally never take landline phone numbers. Okay, I only when they call in my cell. So and I was downstairs, and near my phone, whatever. I was downstairs talking to my brother in India, planning some things anyway. And then my husband calls me. He never picks up landline, and he said there is a call from a lady in California. She wants to talk about dance. I said, okay, just get the number. I'll talk later. I'm not coming now. He says, no, he comes. He never interferes. This first time he says, no, you come right now and talk to her. So I talked to her, and what she said, somehow I says, yes, why not? Because the impression about Manipuri is that it's only Vaishnavite. But, when I started learning Manipuri, that was long back, okay? So at that time, my guru was Khailendra Mukherjee. He was the disciple of Rajkumar Senari Gharana, who was brought by Tagore. So that Gharana. So he taught us one of the first dances, Lai Horaba, which was the Parvati and Shiva's dance, but little tribal effect, but it is pure Manipuri. So I knew that though it is Vaishnavite mainly, but the traditional people know that there is a Shaiva thing also, not very popular, but the priests used to perform those dances. Like Maibi is one of them, Lai Horaba is one of them. I have even performed them. My students even here performed when I used to, when I used to do the Manipuri with them. So that was my idea. And when she talked about Manipuri as a choreography, I said, yes, it is a tool. I always have choreographed with Tagore songs, with Tagore songs, it's so easy. I always put Manipuri and Odissi side by side here. Always I do that. Recently I did Bhanu Singhet Padapali, with that sort of thing. I always put two together. And then some classical, or like classical songs with the sargams in it, like Ajay Chakraborty, some songs, I use both to show the beauty of it, So I said, why can't I do this? And this is Shiva's things, I'll try, because it's a language. We need to use a language. We shouldn't just keep it, in a little shell. Provided we keep the language correct, the grammar correct. So that's what I looked at. Keep the grammar correct, but use this as a language. So that's what I wanted to do. And I said, sure. Then my next question was, okay, time. So how much time do I have? And then she told me, okay, I was thinking of the student, how you should use, because I have to use only 2 students who are who can deliver in the fastest time. And then I had to talk to my editor. He says, okay, get the girls ready, then I'll do it. So it all worked. And somehow, Vani, it was a bond. I think it was meant to be by Almighty. I believe with my age and everything, and I have been helped a lot. I have been very lucky. I have so much support since the day I stepped in the United States. I'm an extremely lucky person. So I said, this is another thing that I got in contact with Vani and with all the pool of dancers here. I feel lucky. I'm blessed. What can I say? So thank you, Vani. So I have an opportunity to think it this way. The Shiva thing in choreography, that was something new. And I'll continue doing it. Thank you, Bani, for your inspiration.
That's really, really beautiful. That's really beautiful. And but with this, Mitraji, I would like to know from you that, a lot of, the songs that are composed in this program are Carnatic, with Carnatic music, and the lyrics are in Telugu. But most of you, I think 80% of you are not Telugu, and so I think most of you don't normally know the language Telugu. Then how do you actually connected with it, and how did you actually said yes for that thing, and how difficult was it too?
Let me tell you, it was God sent. I'll tell you why, because I have a pool of adult dancers who come from Bridgewater Temple, because I do a non-profit there, and there are a couple of 20 ladies who have not learned dance before, they come to me. So, and they have all different types of songs. We generally do Sanskrit slokas, but recently I'm doing a dance with the Shreya Ghoshal in Telugu song, you know. So what I'm trying to say is I'm used to doing, they do the translation for me, and and so when I teach them, it's like so funny. I have to keep the translation in my hand. So I don't use the different word, different, what do you call it? The mudras for what I'm saying. So they tell me no, and that's why I do. It's a beautiful challenge for me. And I thought this is another challenge. And that's why my Bridgewater students were so excited when they saw this. They were just ecstatic seeing all of you. Yes. That's
I think after all, at the end of the day, we all are Indians, no matter what the language is, no matter what the music is. I think we all connect with the spirit of being an Indian.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. So now with this, thank you so much, Mitra ji. Now with this, I actually would like to move to our next guru, who is Naina ji. Naina Shastri ji, welcome to SQ TV once again.
Thank you, Rajni. Thanks. And thanks to Vani ji and everybody else. Excited to be here.
Yeah. So, Naina ji, I would like to know from you. So, before I ask you about the program, I actually would like to know from you that, you actually have your own school where you teach the dance and you have your own students. But when a concept actually comes to you or when an opportunity comes to you, you obviously think of whether is it going to be successful or whether people are going to like it or not. Because especially when the concept is actually something out of the table, which has never been done before. So when something like this comes to you, so you obviously think of, whether is it going to be successful? Should I be associated with this or not? Or if it is not going to be successful, how is it going to affect me? So, these kind of questions also do come to your mind. So does something like this came to your mind when you got to know about this concept?
Frankly, here I must say no. Because we have worked, I have worked with Vani ji and we have done a few things before. And so I have that confidence that if Vani ji has something in her mind, then I'm sure it is, going to work out. There are some apprehensions in terms of the logistics of how we would do it, but not in terms of the concept. Because I have learned over a few years now working with Vani ji and all the other gurus that we pull it off. We can make it happen. So there are of course, always hesitations like, whether the students can handle it, whether I have the time to do it, and whether we can deliver in within the given schedule. But in terms of the concept, I have realized that I don't doubt Vani ji anymore. Maybe when it was the first time, but even then, I've always enjoyed these kind of unique collaborations. Performing Bharatanatyam, performing your own art form is one thing, which I enjoy doing. But I've always enjoyed taking it beyond that, because I think people today, in today's world, it's about what the audience wants. After all, we are performers and we are artists, and to a certain extent, we need to cater to what the audience needs. And there is a saying in Natya Shastra where they say that the audience is like the Kalpavriksha and they are like the bees, who are knowledgeable. But frankly speaking, today's audience, really not many of them are as knowledgeable as they used to be. So they want to see the glamour, they want to see the glitz, they want to see the, the costumes and, the effects. That is what I think attracts them more. So we need to change the way we present our items. And I've always enjoyed these kind of collaborations, because that way, not only are we educating ourselves, but we are also educating the audience too. We are drawing them in with the glamour, but then we are giving them so much more to take back from there. So I've enjoyed doing these kind of collaborations. And Vani ji is one person I've seen who really knows how to use the collaborations. She has hit the nail on the head with that one. So I don't doubt her concepts and her visions anymore. I mean, so as I said, if it's Vani ji who will call and tell us, let's do this, I maybe somebody else I might have a little bit of doubt, but not Vani ji.
That's really amazing. That's really amazing then. But Naina ji, I would like to also know from you that what was that one thing, apart from Vani ji, obviously, but about the concept, what was that one thing that actually made you say, yes, to this concept?
So I think initially we did go through a few iterations of ideas about how we should present this, whether we should do this individually, whether we should do this combined. So during our meetings, our sessions, discussions, these things came up. And as I said, I have worked with all the gurus here, and it's a pleasure always to work, no matter what kind of project it is. So generally, when when Vaniji just calls and says, "Hey, let's talk about this," we start. So we don't immediately come to a certain way. There were a lot of discussions and a lot of back and forth, messages flying everywhere, and then we finally zoned in on this and we said, okay, let's do where we are having, where we collaborate between dance forms. And this is not with teachers. Vaniji was very specific. She said she wants students. So that is more interesting, because we as teachers, I think, have a little bit edge over students, because we are already sort of, involved with the art form, and we practice it every day and we do this. So it's a little easier for us. But for students to work with other children from other dance forms is not, something that they do every day, right? So definitely there were ideas that went through. We went through some changes and everything. And finally we came upon this combination. And that is interesting, because she wanted not just having each style dance one Jyotirlinga. She wanted the amalgamation of two styles. And she was very specific that she wants us to narrate the story of the Jyotirlingam. Now, dancing to a rhythm is one thing, which everybody can do. But to incorporate it in a story using our different styles as different characters is also, it's difficult. It's not a unique concept. So that was, we came about this through our discussions, and we said, okay, let's try this. And it turned out really well. I mean, and all the students were so excited, because it was something new that they were getting to do. And, they were like, oh, how are they going to dress up? How are you going to depict good and evil? What is the story that we are going to do? So in the process, not only did we present different art forms, the children learned about their different Jyotirlingams. They understood what is the significance of these temples, and they kind of understood how the other art forms would do a particular step or a mudra or a hasta. How do they hold it? How do they move? How do we join with them and do something? Our steps are different, their steps are different. So it was a learning experience, I think, for everybody across the board.
Beautiful. But and also, how was the experience? How was the experience knowing all these other gurus and connecting with them, and also knowing them, their students? How was that experience for you?
That was, again, as I said, it was very interesting, because initially the girls were like, we don't know who you are, right? So they start off with that, and then they're sitting around and they're discussing, and they're like, oh yeah, you should move this way and we should move that way, and they are adding their elements in there. So it is very fun to watch how they start interacting, and it was really nice to see the rapport. I mean, I have, as I said, worked with the other teachers, but students working with students is a different thing, because initially they start off looking at each other as if they're like, I don't know you. And then they become such fast friends, even though it was such a short time. For me, I had I was fortunate. Chandana had enough trust in me, and she let me choreograph her students. And it's also for them, they also have, they see a different teacher, or they see two different teachers telling two different things. So it was, I think they took it very well. And I'm sure if you ask them, I'm sure they all had a blast. Ultimately, they were like watching, it was like a festival. When we went to record for this, Vaniji had arranged a auditorium where we could all go and record our pieces, and you could see everybody is like watching everybody else, and there is so much color and so much energy there that it was lovely to see the interactions between the students. And that, I think, is the value add in this whole project, the involvement of students and bringing them together.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much, Naina ji. Thank you so much for sharing your experience and sharing your thoughts on the program. So now I actually would like to move to our next guru, who is none other than the very excited guru that I can see right now is Vidisha Mohanty ji. Vidisha ji, welcome to SQ TV once again.
Thank you, Rajni. Thank you so much for having us, and it's always a pleasure talking with you. And hi to everyone, all the gurus.
So, Vidisha ji, I would like to know from you about the program. Before I ask you, mainly, majorly about Jyotirlingam, I would like to know from you that when you actually got a call from Vani ji, talking about the show and about the concept and everything. So, and you also might have got to know that there are so many teachers who are going to collaborate and come together for this particular program. So did you actually have that competitive spirit that, okay, so there are so many gurus that are going to come together. So I think I need to be a bit tight with my students, and I need to perform or give a good performance, in comparison to other teachers.
Never.
Okay.
No, that was never in my mind. And I was really excited, actually. So when we got a call from Vaniji and she, explained about the concept. And this is a very new concept to know. And she had, beautifully explained us what we need to do. And she even gave us, all, the text, then the meanings and everything to just go through the Jyotirlingams, that the one we are going to perform, we are going to choreograph. So that way, it was very easy to understand, and it's a beautiful concept. And I thank Vaniji for bringing that up, for doing that for us and for our students as well. So when this all started, we were, like Naina mentioned, right? We were brainstorming how to do that, about the logistics and the collaboration with different teams and all that. So then we came up with, we will have a one original dance form, I represent Odissi. So we will have, for example, a Odissi piece, and also one piece where we can collaborate with another dance form. So for me, so for the Odissi piece, myself and Simadi, so both of our schools, both of us were there, our students were there. So we collaborated. We brought up, the One Jyotirlingam, the choreograph One Jyotirlingam for Odissi. Then for me, for another Jyotirlingam, I collaborated with Mohiniyattam. So this is the first time Odissi, at least my school, we collaborated with, the Mohiniyattam school, that is Saraswati IAS school. So that was a different experience, actually. I mean, we have seen Mohiniyattam on stage. I have met some Mohiniyattam dancers, but never had, got a chance to dance with them. So in the process of choreographing, we had so much fun times with so much of learning, actually, from both the dance forms. And it was really, a very good experience. And never have we thought ever, at least for me, that, we have to be the best, or we have to, give the best performance or something like that. But I always felt that, the whole Jyotirlingam piece has to be nice. Yeah. So whenever we were talking to Vaniji, I always say, Vaniji, every Jyotirlingam, all the pieces have to be nicely blend together to give a good production, give a good project. So that was always in our mind. I am sure for all the gurus here, I mean, they are very good friends, and I know them pretty well. So everybody had that in mind. So it was never like the other way.
So now I actually would like to, I would like to speak to, after you, Vidisha ji, I actually would like to speak to one particular guru who had that competitive spirit in them, and who thought that, I have to give a better performance than the other teachers. I'll come to that. But Vidisha ji, again, I would like to know from you, what was that one particular thing that actually stayed with you when Vaniji contacted you? One particular thing that that stayed with you and made you say yes for this program?
For now, I have been working with Vaniji for a couple of years now. So anytime Vaniji says, she comes up with a concept or comes up with a production, it's always a yes from me, and always a yes for Shivapadam, because that is, from Shivapadam, not only me, but my students, they get to learn many things, get to learn our culture, and we have been, so they have been, the children here, they are born and brought up here. So they are learning these dance forms. They are trying to, I try my best to, stay connected to our roots, to, spread our culture here, and to spread that, our heritage to our students here. So every time Vaniji comes up with anything, any concept, it's always, it was never a second thought for me. It's always a yes. And it's very interesting, actually. Everything that we have done so far for Shivapadam was very interesting. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because, having trust in one person who actually is bringing that concept is very, very important. And I think Vaniji has actually done that for all the gurus. And, all the gurus actually have the trust in Vaniji and her ideas and the concept. That's why, the program became so successful with all your efforts. Thank you so much, Vidisha ji. Now, I would like to, Deepanvita ji, I would like to speak with you, our next guru. So, Deepanvita ji, I would like to welcome you to S-Cube TV. Welcome to S-Cube TV. I think you are coming to the channel the first time. So, thank you so much for coming to Namaskar.
Thank you.
Deepanvita ji, I would like to know from you. So when Vaniji contacted you and told you about the concept and how she's going to plan the program and execute it, so what was that one particular thing that actually made you say yes? And what was your first reaction, basically?
Vaniji is a person whom you cannot say no. Let me say that. She is so nice, and she always, I have worked with Vaniji before. And, and this particular program of Jyotirlingam was so unique that, there's no question of saying no. It's like how well you can present it. That was what was in our mind. I think it was in everybody's mind. And, Vaniji always comes up with unique concepts, and we will always have to do it. That's what I feel. And I feel very fortunate that I'm a part of this Shivapadam family. I would like to also say that, a first song that we performed, that I was involved, was in 2016 with my dear friend Chandana. And later, actually, we also, our school show was, opened with a Shivapadam song on Ganesh Stuti, and in 2017, and which was totally on Kathak. And then, later on, my team went with the Shivapadam family to Cambodia, and then, we have performed here also. So it has always been unique, and, we will always be, we will never, it will always be yes. So there's no question. And of course, Jyotirlingam concept was a really unique concept, and I was really looking forward to it. And with the blessings of my gurus, I would like to say that I'm a disciple of legendary Kathak maestro, Nritya Shiromani Guru Vandana Sen, and Nritya Vilas Guru Suchandra Banerjee. And with their blessings, I definitely, wanted to. And they actually choreographed the pieces for this program. Yeah,
that's really beautiful. But Pangita ji, was there never a competitive spirit? Don't lie, just you can frankly tell. So was there never a competitive spirit that I have to do better than the other teachers?
No, actually, there it is all about like knowing which dance. Like, you are given a particular song, right? You want to do your best in that song. So there is no question of competition there. It's like, you want to do that song very well, which Vaniji is giving you. So there is no question of competitiveness here. It's like everything coming together nicely.
But how challenging was it? I mean, so do you actually understand Telugu?
No. Actually, see, dance is a universal language, right?
Yeah.
And, Vaniji has, as Vidisha mentioned, Vaniji actually gave us the complete story, and also the definite, defined all the terms and every word meaning we had. So there was no problem in, understanding the dance, the song, And of course, as I said, we actually, our Gurujis, they choreographed over the Zoom. They are from Calcutta. Very good feeling that we had, through this program.
That's why it actually, the feeling that you had, the good feeling that you had in you actually showed up on the screen, and the program was so, so beautiful. Again, I would like to mention, So thank you so much, Deepanvita ji. And
Sure.
now with this, I actually would like to move to our next guru, who is a doctor. I'm sorry, I'm saying doctor. Actually, you people are all, I actually am feeling like, I'm speaking with all the doctors and, all the PhDs, because I think you all are actually a PhD in the dance form that you are performing. So, and you have performed. So I would like to now talk to our next guru, who is, Seema Chakraborty. Seema ji, welcome to SCube TV.
Thank you, Rajni. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Vani, because of Vani, I'm here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming to the channel, Seema ji. So, Seema ji, I would like to know from you that, when Vani ji contacted you and came up with the concept of Jyotirlingam and told you about, that 12 teachers are, 11 and 12 teachers are coming together for 7 Indian art dance forms. So at that particular time, because, we are in such a difficult time, the pandemic and, lockdown is happening and pandemic is there and the virus is there all over. So how difficult was it? Firstly, I would like to know from you, how difficult was it for you to convince your students for this program? Because they obviously will have to come to an auditorium for the practice and everything. So how difficult was it for you, and how challenging was it for you to actually convince your students?
It was really not difficult for me, because I was so blessed this year, because 2 of my students I took with me. Both of them are on their way to their Ranga Pravesh. So from, I think, April, I started, the whole year, last whole pandemic year, I did my Zoom class. But when it comes so close, so they started coming to my house one-on-one. And and then they got vaccinated already. So no question about from the family. And especially, this is a huge opportunity for this girls, to explore. And mentioning with other students, both my children, like, they loved it. They want to go more and more. One of them are going to college. She's going to, Brishika is going to UC San Diego. She's kind of sad but she still told me, anything, just let me know. If in their way, if is any way I can join. So they loved the other girls. Vidisha students, oh my gosh, they make good friends. They're kind of best friend now. The other girls, they love to see the costume, and it was so much exploring for them too. Look at all the girls, how they are dedicated. It's not that I'm the only one very dedicated to Odissi dance. No, there's tons of children in Bay Area. They are very dedicated to their own dances, and that's exploring. That thing was very nice. And talking about how I say yes, if you call leadership, I think Vani's leadership was the best leadership I have seen ever. I think among all of them, I am the oldest here, because like Pragya Deepanvita is like daughter to me. I known them for long. Through Deepanvita, Vani contacted me. I don't even know Vani that time last year. Like,
I want to add one thing, Seema here. When last year when we supposed to go to Cambodia and we are looking for Odissi dancer, Vidisha could not make it. And then she was in India, Seema, and Deepanvita called. Like I said, she said yes from India to come to Cambodia.
Wow.
I don't believe, I never met her. You know how I saw her? In Google search. How she looks, what she did, what is she going to be really good or not? That's how I checked. Okay. And then now it's like she came to Cambodia as she gave the word, and she came and she performed there. That was really amazing. And like she said, she is old, but she has big positive energy that drives us. And we really thank you, Simadi.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know,
Thank
I think when it comes to passion, I think when it comes to our passion and the thing that we love, the world is too small to contain us.
You know, it is a connection, honestly. I'm very isolated with my school, and very small school. I don't go too many areas, like I just wanted to make a good students. That's my, like, instead of I am performing, I send my students to perform, you know. But from Cambodia, I started performing outside. Like, I got kind of, more confidence about myself. And I says, no, I'm not old, because Vani always tells me, no. So that is I think it's almighty, it was the connection. So Vani's leadership is awesome. This whole Jyotirling, what Vani did, send us the song. She made the spreadsheet about the song, each line and each in the side is a meaning. We as a teacher, as gurus, it's very easy for us to just look at the meaning, just what Mitra says. You look at the meaning and you dance, like it comes. I don't know how, but we all are blessed in that way. So it's you look at the meaning, it's your choreography is going to come out. Like this is I don't know how Bani, like how many months Bani worked for that to make us choreograph within a week to the whole thing. It was like we did within a week, and then next week we had practice, and then next week we have a I think video shoot, right? All of us like that, and it was so. She made us so easy, and she's very particular about the whole thing, and especially for myself, I have done Jyotirling, but what I did, one line each, da 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 Jyotirling, and then I learned a lot from this story. The whole story was beautifully executed, and we all did it, and each and every like Bharatanatyam, Odissi, Kathak, and Manipuri. Oh my gosh! If you see that, I'm pretty sure you saw that.
Yeah,
you cannot tell who is the best. That's the beauty of this whole Jyotirling. And beautifully executed. Each and everyone did such a beautiful job. And talking about these girls, I'm going to tell Baniji is blessed to have all these girls. They are so positive energy, so sweet, and mingle with each other. That's the best part. I don't think there is any competition. You cannot, like, you already seen all these girls, how they are talking. You already did. It's awesome. This team is really awesome, and wants to do more. Looking forward to do more.
Definitely. Because while I was watching, I also would like to tell all of you that while I was watching the video and all the performances, that's how I actually came up with this question. That all of them was, when I was watching one performance, I was like, wow, this is so beautiful. And then when I moved to the other performance, I was like, oh my god, this is even more beautiful. So while I was watching those performances, I felt like, okay, so was there a competitive spirit that all the teachers might have thought, oh, we have to do better, because it was all the performances were looking so beautiful and so well executed that I got stuck with the question, and that's why I'm actually asking you. So thank you so much, Seema ji.
My pleasure.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So now I would like to speak with Chandana ji. Chandana ji, welcome to S-Cube TV.
Thank you.
So Chandana ji, I would like to now ask you that when Vani ji contacted you with this concept and when with this program, and also when she told you about the 12 and 11 teachers who are going to come together, so what was your first reaction and what made you say yes for the program?
So to start with, I've known Vani ji for almost like more than 8 years now from a dance perspective. So for me, it was more of every time, I think this Jyotirlingam will be like my 9th performance that I was part of. And then it will be every time it's just like not she contacting us, but rather we'll be like, okay, when is our next? What is our next? And then we'll be behind her saying, okay, give us our next performance. So I think Jyotirlingam was more for us looking forward to be again collaborating and doing something. And that was the uniqueness of it, I would say.
But and how was your experience? Connecting with this program is actually so all the people, all the gurus that have come together are have brought such a diversity into the program. So when you actually connected with all the gurus and all the team members, so how was your experience, and what would you like to say about that?
As far as the gurus are concerned, I have known most of them before, and that is also through the Shivapadam collaboration only. And I would say mainly more than we see each other as good friends. And I think it's more looking forward for that collaboration and the time we spend and learning from each other also, because that's how I think we have grown over these years, because I think each perspective is different. So you get to see how the same thing can be done in another way. And that's what we have learned from each other. And I think for the one question that you kept asking, like, was there a competitive spirit? And in a way, I would say yes, but not to outdo the other person, but more to be in par with them so that we are not bringing it down. So that as a whole, it comes out so good. There were cases when we were helping each other out, saying that, hey, let's do it in this way. Maybe this will bring out much more better performance than maybe if we have the way we have thought earlier. So I think it was more about, I think, that friendship and seeing dance as one whole big unit, not as, oh, let Kuchipudi stand out better or let Odissi stand out better, but how the whole dance as one unit can be performed in a much better way. And I think that's what I've learned from each one of them. And I think they're such good friends that we can just keep joking around. And I think I know that I can call them even like at midnight and talk to them.
That's really beautiful. And I actually showed in the video and in the performances. But Chandana ji, I also would like to know from you that when this program was actually when this program was and the concept was told to you and was when Vaniji called you, so what was that one creative idea? Because when someone else is bringing something to the table, as about creativity, so you also have that actually I would say a bit of a burden that, okay, so because I also have to bring something more creative to the table. So what was your creativity that you actually brought to the table, and how did you do that?
I think more in terms of this time, the emphasis more on, I would say more on the storytelling for each of the Jyotirlingam. Because earlier, all the Shivapadams that we have did, it was more a nritta or like dance piece, making sure that even though we did a lot of Jugalbandis before, that in a nritta part, we were able to be in sync and then do it. But now I think this time, it was more about how we can really bring the story aspect and highlight the background of that story, what happened at each of the Jyotirlingam. And I think for us, when we were collaborating, it was more, even though we are presenting them in a more dramatized format, how we can still keep those individual dance forms so that they don't merge, but they are really seen as that, but as one big unit. I think that was the uniqueness this time.
Amazing, amazing, beautiful. Thank you so much, Chandana ji. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and your experience. Now, last but not the least, we are going to talk to our next guru, who is Pragya Dasgupta. Pragya ji, once again, welcome to S-Cube TV.
Thank you, Nanjini. It's very nice to be there again in the S-Cube TV.
Of course,
and
it's a pleasure having
them team, especially.
Yeah, definitely. So, Pragya ji, my first question to you, like I actually asked to everyone. So what was your experience with this group, and also what was that one particular thing when Vaniji narrated to you, when she narrated the concept to you, what was your first impression about the concept, and what made you say yes for the program?
As all of them said, I will just echo the same thing, that Vaniji always comes up with very new ideas and new concept, which really attracts me right away. Because as a dancer, as a choreographer, as a teacher, all of us look for doing something new, something more creative, and giving to our next generation something which they will, remember in their throughout their life. Because all the students learn dancing, but exploring new things and learning the new aspects of it is the main thing which we want to give them, which they will actually carry on in their lifetime. So that was main motto. And Vaniji, as she is also a teacher, so she understands very well that what is the teacher's thought would be, what the teachers actually want to give it to their students. So it's very nice of her that she always includes the students, not only the gurus. She emphasizes on the including the students, which is a very nice thing, I would say, because right away we are including our next generation who will actually, after a while, we will not be able to dance. So we are like going to that stage now. But we are very thankful that with these small events, which is actually going to become a very big in their lifetime, when they think about it, when they think about the Jyotirlingam or any other Shivapadam things, I would say, it is their lifetime learning, which the girls did. And that is what is always, encourages me to participate in this one, in Shivapadam. And I always did couple of more, projects with Vaniji before also, and always find that it is a very unique concept. I like it. Jyotirlingam is something I would say that I did not learn a lot about it when I was actually learning my own dance. Yes, Lord Shiva's dance, we all of us, because he is the dance guru. So we all learned. But learning about all the small aspects of Lord Shiva, even before also when Shivapadam I did. So while choreographing, I had that challenge because the small things of Lord Shiva, which we have to read, which have to research, have to understand. And Vaniji is a great help in that, because she always, whenever you call her, she tries to provide you with all the information. Either that is a meaning, or there's a summary, or there is a word by word you're not understanding something. She is always there to make you understand in her concept or the story of that. And then it helps us to choreograph that thing. So that's how I always liked it. And I was very excited about Jyotirlingam. And even I have learned many stories of Jyotirlingam by, being in this event. I would say that I did not know this many stories before, and in this depth, because when you are presenting something, you have to know it in and out, like what exactly you are doing, not just reading the story. So that helped me, even my knowledge, to grow more, because I didn't know about this many Shivalingams, and it's a beautiful concept. And thank you, Vaniji, for that.
Beautiful. But Pragya ji, I also would like to know from you, this question that I've asked earlier to other gurus, that, being in the West, living in the West, not being influenced with the Western culture, staying rooted with your own culture, and then having passion for the religion, and then amalgamation of dance with religion, and bringing it all together. How do you do it, living in the West?
For myself, I would say that I am born and brought up in India. So the Indian culture, Indian root is like enrooted in my upbringing. So which I will never forget. Yeah. I get married after 25 years, but until that 25 years, I was enrooted with the, in the depth of the Indian culture. I grew up in there. So that never goes out of our life. Doesn't matter wherever you are, whatever you are doing, whether you are in the cultural field or not. It is our advantage that we also, Indian cultural environment, where over and over we are hearing the stories of Indian mythology, and we are working on that. So we are kind of like nourishing and nurturing whatever we have learned in India so many times in here, that it comes, it kind of like revises in our mind, and we never forget that. Which amazes me is the participation of the students who are born and brought up here. Even my daughter, yes, they must be at home and they're hearing us, but they're highly influenced by the Western culture. When they go outside, when they talk to their friends, you will not know that they are actually Indian kids, or they even know anything about Indian culture. You will not know. But as soon as they come inside in the classroom, in the event, they are our mirror, I would say. You could see yourself in your student, yourself in other younger dancers, not only your student, these kids, I really appreciate them, and I really appreciate the parents for their upbringing. That somewhere parents play a big role in this. That making them understand their own culture, making them rooted with their own culture, even while accepting the other culture as well. So they're very balanced, and it's nice to see. I mean, there is no question of being us enrooted with the culture, because we are brought up in that way. I would say that it is much more difficult for the students to do this one, and they did it, and they always does it. So which I really appreciate them for this.
That's really amazing. But also, connecting to all these other legends of, all these other legends and these gurus who are such, like I mentioned, legends in their dance forms and in their dances. So how was that experience for you? And were you a little intimidated or not?
We are actually too much intimidated, I would say. Some of the time we start chatting and we don't stop. And Vaniki is like, okay, let's get back to our work now. So she is like, always like that, keep us back. Like, okay, we have to go on our task. And so in that way, there is no question of, not having friends with all the gurus. Yes, I knew all of them beforehand, before even joining the Shivapadam team. I knew all of them. And I have worked with all of them before also. But and now I know Mitraji also. It's so nice to know you, Mitraji. So she's now our family as well. But I would say that by doing the Shivapadam, I have never worked very closely with them before, as I started doing after joining the Shivapadam. Yes, Dipanvita is my Guru Bahan. We are from the same Guru. We have learned from Guru Vandana Sen. But other than that, I have never worked. And yes, how could I forget? Naina is my sister. She's my former student and my co-worker right now. But with all other teachers, I have never worked this closely and this often before I joined the Shivapadam team. Once we joined, then we came together, we collaborated so many times, we saw so many times each other. And the best thing is that all these gurus did appreciate each other. So I have never seen any competition in between us, which you asked before. I would say the competition was there, but it was with yourself. Like, how could you match with others? How could you do the justice to the concept? How could you do the justice to the theme which you are given to choreograph? How could you present that and do that in the same level as others are doing? That competition is within yourself, not with the others, that I will do something good rather than, because they're already good. They're very good. Yeah. So you really cannot compete. So they're really good, everybody. And it is a very, very good feeling to be together, because all these gurus, they appreciate each other. We appreciate each other. If we are doing something good, another is like, wow, I like what you did. So maybe, let me see what I can do in my form, that one. And that is the learning, and that is the, I would say, closeness which we got. And then I'm very happy to always work with.
Amazing. I'm sure they all are, they all are too happy with working with you. Now, thank you so much, Pragya ji, for sharing your experience and sharing your thoughts. Now, I would like to again come to you, Vani ji. So, Vani ji, my last question to you before I end the program, I would like to ask from you that what was your goal behind doing this show, and what is the next project that you are working with?
Okay, thank you. And first of all, you mentioned about the competition. I just want to give a brief explanation about that. It's really true. What you said was, especially all dance teachers, I have been working last 15 years. I started Shivapadam like 2015. Before that, I did a lot of Broadway shows. It's a lot of competition and at the same time, ego. That I observed with a lot of teachers. But when we do this art, it's like a divine art form. When we are doing this, we have to come together and we have to come and then show it to our students. We are together. That's why we thought of it, and everybody is in that mindset to come together. And especially when we went to Cambodia, the government and the organizers were surprised because all of us are together. We all went and presented together. And they asked us, well, one day we are supposed to give shows, and next day also they asked us to present in banquet. And it was amazing. See, when we are working as a team, how much recognition we get and the unity. And they were really surprised. They asked us, how can it be, I mean, like 10 art teachers come together and present like this? Okay, that unity is first, and we all have that. And the Shivapadam family brought us together. And first, I want to thank SQPV, and then thank you, the lyricist, the Brahmasri Samavedam Shanmukha Sarma Garu, and thank you, the musicians, legends, Srimati Sri Brahmanandam Garu, and Srimati Anuradha Sridhar, and Sriram Brahmanandam Garu. And of course, all my favorite and awesome teachers. Thank you very much. Thank you. And next project. Yes. And I want to give some break, Ranjini. And then we will come up with a big project. And definitely we will do it. And lot of, even India, Tamil Nadu government watched our show. And they are asking, waiting for this pandemic, and allow us to go and perform. That was one thing in our plate to do next project. And before that, we will come up with very nice projects. And thank you, S-Cube, to give this opportunity to explain to the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are so excited for your next upcoming project, and we are hoping you all the very best for that too. Thank you. And also, thank you so much for coming to the channel and doing the show. It was so lovely, talking with all of you, and so lovely actually listening to your experiences. It was, a pleasure. It was actually my pleasure. I think we actually have extended the time limit. And it was supposed to be an hour show, but I think it has become an hour and a half. And I didn't even realize it because I was so much involved into listening to you and your experiences. And again, I would like to thank you all for doing what you're doing. We are really, really proud of you.